We already shared why so many people are moving from Ontario or Vancouver to Alberta. But in this video, we'll be sharing top 12 jobs in Alberta. I'll be sharing the NOC code and the salary as well. So watch this video till the end. If you haven't subscribed the channel, please click on the subscribe button so that YouTube knows that you are interested in Canada immigration videos. Press the bell icon as well. Let's start with number 1, which is very obvious. It's IT managers. NOC code is 0213. These tech professionals oversee and evaluate the activities of organizations, the administrator, digital software and other information systems. After the pandemic was declared in March 2020, employment in the occupation was not affected in Alberta. Despite the pandemic, employment levels trended up in 2020 compared to 2019. So as we mentioned in the previous videos, demand for IT skills will always be there, and instead of dropping the demand in this pandemic, the demand for IT jobs has increased. Why? Because everyone is moving to digital, and it will remain same for next 2-3 years. Another reason is not many people are moving to Canada right now because of all the restrictions. So this demand will still be there in 2-3 years, and also new digital jobs are getting added in every company. So this skill will always be in demand. Salary range is also good. Average salary is 100K per year. Second job, employment insurance, immigration, border services, and revenue officers. NOC code is 1228. The onset of the pandemic resulted in an influx of application for government programs such as employment insurance and the newly created Canada Emergency Response Benefit, which was also called CERB. These are the agents are employed by the government. They are tasked to enforce laws and regulations related to immigration, custom, border crossing, taxes, employment insurance, and other benefits. Employment of these occupations was higher throughout 2020 compared to 2019. So as you know, government started giving so many benefits to Canadian citizens and PR holders. They also needed more workforce in the immigration offices, at the border crossing as well. So they hired a lot of officers to monitor all the benefits that are being provided to the residents. And this job will still be in demand for 2-3 years because all the benefits which are provided to the citizens will get taxed on. Someone has to maintain the ledger for that. Salary is around 45,000 a year. Job number 3, IT analyst and consultants. NOC code is 2171, which was my NOC code. As you know, employment was not affected for these tech professionals. As I already mentioned, information system analyst and consultant test system requirements and provide advice on information system issues. They may be employed in tech consulting firms or they may be self-employed like me. In April 2020, employment for these occupations was 47% higher compared to April 2019, which is a huge jump. The average employment levels trended higher throughout the year. So nothing to mention about it. Any IT role will always be in demand, whether it's a test engineer, QA analyst, software developer, IT managers. Similarly, IT analyst consultant role will be in demand always. Salary range is also good. Salary is around 65,000 a year. Job number 4, database analyst and DBAs. NOC code is 2172. Now if someone is building mobile app and web application, obviously they need a backend analyst as well. Typically employed in IT consulting firms, database analysts develop data management solution while data administrators implement data administration policies, standards, and models. Employment of database analyst and administrator was not affected by the pandemic in Alberta. Year over year, employment levels trended up throughout 2020. The shift to increase technology and data usage among organizations has increased demand for this occupation. As the importance of information and database increase, so too will the demand for data analyst and administrator. As I mentioned, the demand for front-end developer, web designer will increase. Hence, the demand for database analyst and DBS will also increase. Salary is good, which is 70K per year. Number 5, software engineers and designers. NOC code is 2173. Software engineers and designers integrate and maintain a variety of different software. They are oftentimes employed in IT consulting as well as research and development firms. They may also be self-employed. The tech industry in Alberta has grown in recent years. There are more than 400 tech companies in Calgary, which could account for some 2,000 job vacancies, including positions for software engineers and designers. So if you compare the number of jobs in Toronto to Calgary, obviously it will be less. But in past 2 years, we have seen the increase in demand in Calgary as well. So there are 400 tech companies, as I mentioned. They are adding a lot of tech jobs. I think that is one of the reasons why so many people are moving to Calgary. Average salary is 80,000 per year. year. Number 6, construction inspectors. NOC code is 2264. Construction inspectors inspect new and existing infrastructure to ensure buildings are up to code. They are employed by governments, construction companies, as well as architectural and civil engineering consulting firms. They may also be self-employed. Employment in this occupation was not affected by the pandemic in April 2020. In fact, there was an increase of 24% compared to 2019. Employment also trended up year on year in the month following. Throughout the pandemic, the construction industry was considered essential and allowed to continue operation even during the height of coronavirus-related restrictions. Although overall construction activity was muted in 2020, the residential sector remained resilient. So if you're following our videos, you know what happened to Canadian real estate market in past 2 years. So as they kept building on new houses, new buildings, new offices, demand for construction inspectors will also increase. And with the existing trend, it is not going anywhere in next 2-3 years. Average salary is 55,000 per year. Number 7, nursing coordinators and supervisors. NOC code is 3011. Nursing supervisors oversee activity of registered nurse in healthcare institutions. Employment for the occupation was significantly higher in April 2020 compared to 2019. Average employment levels in 2020 trended up throughout the year. The pandemic resulted in an increase in demand for nursing coordinators due to their critical role in ensuring patient care. As cases and hospitalization grew, so did the pressure on hospital staff. Mount Royal University is expanding its Bridge to Canadian nursing program to train more international nurses. The 10 to 14 months long program will allow guide international immigrants on the path to begin practicing in Alberta. Needless to say, we have seen the demand for nursing coordinators and supervisors. That is one of the reasons why universities are also expanding their programs for nursing. Hence, more jobs will be created for the immigrants who are coming with a nursing background. Salaries around 65,000 per year. That reminds me to share a very important application that you all should be using to upskill yourself, because as we mentioned that world is moving to digital. So you have to upskill yourself. If not, at least you should have basic knowledge of IT and other domains. So the website is Skillshare. They have so many courses related to IT, photography, creative skills. The best part is this is online. So you can learn all those skills sitting at home because you might be working from home. So that's an advantage, especially when you're planning to change your role. These trainings will be very helpful. I recently did an advanced course on Adobe Premiere Pro, of course for video editing by Jody. So you can check that out. And also you can check the results on our vlogging channel as well, where I am implementing all those Adobe Premiere Pro skills. So there are no ads on this application. You won't see any distraction. You are a subscriber of Canada Couple channel. So first 1,000 subscribers who will click on the link will get 1 month free subscription instead of 14 days. So don't lose this opportunity. Upskill yourself. Click the first link in the video description. Number 8, pharmacist. NOC code is 3131. Pharmacists dispense prescription to patients and provide consultative services to healthcare providers. They may be employed in retail pharmacies or they may be self-employed. Industrial pharmacists are in research and development branch and are employed by pharmaceutical companies as well as government departments and agencies. In the recent years, community pharmacists in Alberta have taken on more responsibility in the health sector. They can now administer vaccine, modify prescription, and manage a patient's diabetes or smoking addiction. Salary is good, which is 100K per annum. Number 9, family, marriage and related counselor. NOC code is 4153. Family, marriage and other related counselors help people overcome personal problems and achieve their goal. They work in counseling centers, government agencies, or they may work in private practice. Employment for this occupation was 66% higher in April 2020. You know that the pandemic has taken a toll on mental health. It has boosted the symptoms of those who suffer from mental health disorders and increased feeling of isolation and anxiety on many people. In Alberta, the result was an increase in demand for counselors. Some counseling offices have expanded services online to meet client needs amid public health restrictions. You know, it was a difficult time for everyone. People were suffering from anxiety issues, loneliness, getting depressed. So these counselors came in picture and helped all those people. Obviously, physical meeting was not available. So they also moved to digital and started having Zoom calls. But still, there was a shortage of counselors. Hence, they will keep on adding jobs for family counselors and mental health counselors. Average salary is 55,000 per year. Number 10, Health policy researchers, consultants, and program officers. NOC code is 4165. Health policy researchers produce reports and administer health policies. They are often employed by the government, consulting establishments, universities, hospitals, as well as non-governmental and international organizations. Employment in these occupations was 20% higher. Pandemic increased demand for this occupation. Health policy researchers, consultants, and program officers were tasked with deciding how to respond to the direct impact of the coronavirus situation. While keeping the public safe from the virus, they also had to address the consequences on people's overall well-being. Approximately salary 65,000 per year. Number 11, social and community service workers. NOC code is 4212. Social and community service workers implement programming that helps clients deal with the personal and social problems. They work for government agencies, mental health agencies, group homes, and other establishments. In April 2020, employment for this occupation was up by 21%. The recession caused by the pandemic disproportionately impacted vulnerable population. People battling addictions, homelessness, and victims of domestic abuse are among the hardest hit. The result has been an increase in demand for social workers to help individuals and families seek help and access community services. So all those benefits which government was providing, there was a need for someone to provide access to the needy citizens. Hence, this role was in demand. Average salary is 45,000 per year. Number 12, contractor and supervisors, installers and repairers. NOC code is 7205. These skilled trade professionals supervise the activity of various trade persons, including masonry and plastering trade among others. They are employed by a wide range of establishments, or they may operate their own business. Employment for this occupation was 65% higher in April 2020. The construction industry was deemed essential and operated throughout the pandemic. A large source of employment for construction came from the residential sector. As I already mentioned, people started moving out to suburbs. They started buying houses because it was very difficult to stay in a condo or small apartment. Hence, there was an increase in construction industry as well as repairers, contractors, and supervisors as well. Salary range is good. Average salary is around 65,000 per year. So these were the top 12 jobs in Alberta. Let us know which province do you want us to cover in next video. Check our website and don't forget to utilize the Skillshare offer. See you in next video. Take care and stick around.